So it's your boy Troy Ellis, man, here at T Pro. So check this out. New setup. I wanted something a little bit more portable. Instead of using my desktop, I can kind of move things around different places in the house if I'm doing editing, whatever I need to do. So what I did was I got rid of my Rode NT1A, which was a microphone I loved, and I got rid of my modified version of the Digio2 by Black Lion. Things sounded amazing, but like I said, I wanted something a little bit more portable, and I had to figure out a way to go about doing this because I also wanted quality that was either better than the Digio2 or something on the level of the Digio2, and I didn't want to sacrifice for some of the other interfaces that would be portable but not as good. Tell you what I did. If you've noticed there at the start of the video, you saw a Focusrite 8i6, a Lucid AD-2496, a Motu Traveler MK3, CD burner I've already had for some time because of the conversion system that's actually on the inside of it, and I also have a Mytek dsd-dac. So the benefits of having these things. So I'll tell you how I have it set up. I have my modified version of the MXL V67, which is modified to sound like the U87. That is routed into the Motu Traveler 3 from an analog signal out into my Lucid 2496, where it's converted into a digital signal, and then out of that into the Focusrite 8i6. All right, cool. So I'm going to get to the Mytek DSD later. All right, so one of the benefits of having this microphone is the characteristics and the way that it sounds. The vocal track needs no EQ or anything added or taken away from it. It sounds amazing. Routed through that into the A-to-D converter of the Lucid, sounds amazing. Only thing I may have to add is probably compression. With the Rode NT1A, it was a little bit of say a little brittle on the top end, and you'd have to add a de-esser on the top end sometimes, you know, depending on the position of the microphone. You'd have to add a de-esser just to kind of roll off some of that. So when you start adding compression and EQ and stuff like that, because just to kind of to sit in the track right, sometimes you may have to roll off to create depth. You may have to roll off at a specific range to reduce the rumbling from vocal and stuff like that. Things that I had to do with that, I do not have to do with this. And that's in conjunction with the microphone and with the converter. So now I'm going to talk about the Mytek DAC. So the Mytek DAC, I'll explain, is amazing. So I hear things that I did with the modified Digio2 that I did not hear before. So let's talk about depth. The things that I had to do to try and create depth was roll off the bottom of the vocal to create separation so it doesn't blend in with the other parts of the mix. And not just that, there is a space that's actually created depth where I would have to add a Waves S1 to create width. I would have to create the width with that to feel like it's wide enough. It's and with this I don't. That it's amazing. Just routing through, I can, through my speakers, even though I have just the two speakers, I could hear as I pan left and right, really hear it's shifting, and it sounds as if it's directly coming out of that particular space, even though I have two speakers. So it's pan slightly to the right. It sounds as if the speakers, I'm sorry, even though I had it pan slightly to the right, it sounds as if the speakers are like a big bar, wide bar that's surrounding me. So when I pan all the way to the right, it goes all the way to the right where the speakers aren't even at. That's what it sounds like. That's how amazing this thing sounds. Um, uh, the other amazing thing that I actually like about the DAC is I used to have to use SonarWorks to get a flat response from my speakers, from my headphones, so that I could EQ the way that I needed to, and it would sound the same. So with this DAC, I don't. So I really, really am excited about what's about to happen with the music that I'm working on. So what's definitely blown me away is the idea of the space that I hear that I didn't hear before. The things like I could hear from this DAC how thin something was in the Digio 2. I couldn't hear that. Listen through the Digio 2, right? And then I went back and I listened through the Focusrite, and they sound almost identical with space. As far as space, they sound the same. But with this DAC, even like I said, with the headphones, you can hear the space. With the speakers, you can hear the space. And so what I did was I mixed the track down, and you could definitely hear it. So there's a world of difference, man, that's happening with this thing. So hey, it's been fun. It's your boy Troy Ellis, man, here at T Pro, man. All right,